back in hindsight and look, but the idea that somehow there's a way to have gotten out without chaos ensuing, I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that happened. If there's American citizens left, we're going to stay till we get them all out.
President Biden tonight defending his decision to withdraw from Afghanistan. His administration has promised to airlift up to 9,000 people per day, but only 2,000 were flown out in the last 24 hours. And the journey to the airport, well, passing the Taliban, has to be attempted at their own risk. The military does not have the capability to rescue Americans who cannot get to the Kabul airport evacuation point.
Now, our troops may control the runways in Kabul, but just outside the gates, the Taliban has set up various checkpoints. Wild and angry fighters are firing repeated shots over people's heads, whipping and beating the most vulnerable women and children bloodied. The extremists struggle to control those surging crowds. Today, several Americans were turned away by U.S. troops despite showing official access passes at the security checkpoint. Now, the Biden administration has pushed back that criticism of the U.S. withdrawal and the rapid takeover of Afghanistan by the Taliban.
President Biden claims the original mission of the U.S. intervention in Afghanistan almost 20 years ago was to fight terrorism. But was that really the true intention? Brandon Lewis verifies.
The United States is in the process of withdrawing American forces and allies from Afghanistan. Over the weekend, the Taliban quickly took control of the country after the Afghan government collapsed. On Monday, President Joe Biden defended the decision to leave, saying the U.S.'s original mission was only to prevent another terrorist attack after 9/11.
We went to Afghanistan almost 20 years ago with clear goals. Get those who attacked us on September 11, 2001, and make sure al-Qaeda could not use Afghanistan as a base from which to attack us again. Our mission in Afghanistan was never supposed to have been nation building.
So let's verify. Was the original U.S. mission in Afghanistan only to fight terrorism? Our sources are the Congressional Research Service, the Council on Foreign Relations, and the State Department. Congress authorized the use of military force in Afghanistan in the days after the 9/11 attacks. The U.S. demanded the Taliban extradite Osama bin Laden and shut down al-Qaeda's training camps in Afghanistan or face an all-out war. Congress did not require establishing a democracy. When the Taliban refused, the U.S. and its allies began to wage war, and by December, the Taliban surrendered. In April 2002, President George W. Bush called for the reconstruction of Afghanistan.
The war against terror will be long. And as George Marshall so clearly understood, it will not be enough to make the world safer. We must also work to make the world better.
This paved the way for Afghanistan's first democratic election in 2004. So it's true, the original U.S. mission in Afghanistan was only to fight terrorism, but reconstruction quickly became a goal as the Taliban had to be replaced by some form of government. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
And if there's anything you'd like us to verify, send a message to our email, verify@12newsnow.com, or message us on one of our social media accounts.